The show Company, it was actually written in 1970, or debuted in 1970. Music and book by Stephen Sondheim. He actually won the Tony for both of those because they were separate categories back in the day. And it's actually been restaged a couple of times. It's actually currently about to reopen on Broadway again with a reverse cast where Bobby is a woman with an I. But we're doing the traditional setting, but in more of a modern time. But basically, it's a man who's turning 35, he's still single, hasn't found his love of his life yet. So it's a story about all of his married friends and their little vignettes with experiences with Bobby over the years, funny stories that he remembers as he's reflecting on his life, as well as 3 girlfriends that may or may not have been treated super well.
Thematically, Company is, instead of being like a plot-driven show, it's an ensemble show it's a concept show. It's revolving around one concept of a guy who is single and surrounded by people in relationships, and he's going through his own relationships and watching, you're watching how things change throughout the course of this.
It's funny and it's poignant, and it's a lot of fun. It's my first Sondheim show, so it's challenging, but rewarding.
It's the little things you share together.
Company's definitely been a lot more challenging just because it's a really hard show to do, but I feel like we have a really good cast and I'm learning a lot, which is great.
I'm so lucky to be working with all these amazing people. They're so talented. First of all, the music is some of the hardest music that I've ever learned. Now, listening to everything start coming together, it's just so cool to listen to.
It's the point where everything starts to come together really quickly. You kind of have a few moments of terror where you're like, really, we're about to turn this into a show in front of other people. But then it just happens. And it happens so quickly.
The production values are amazing, and getting to work with such great directors. And I had worked a little bit with Dory Lights. We were going to do Kiss Me Kate at CMC, but that got canceled because of COVID coming up. And I just thought she was such a great musical director. I really wanted to work with her again. That was one of the things that drew me. And also to work with Jeff Slepp, who I've done a couple acting things with before.
Great music, wonderful songs, beautifully written. In the day, it was sort of, I would say, the show was contemporary and forward-looking, and it still is very relevant.
I waited my whole life to do a Sondheim show, and I was actually doing Into the Woods down at the Vaudeville, which was it was so great. But then the pandemic happened and we didn't get to finish the run. So how curious that I get to come out of pandemic retirement with another Sondheim show. His songs, they're so challenging, but they're so rewarding when those lush chords and the interesting rhythms. It's just wonderful to work on that stuff.